Hi, Bridget, Leonard here. I just wanted to make this video as a way to present some of the high-level opportunities I'm seeing with your website. So I don't want this video to get too long, so I'll go ahead and jump right in. So I had a look at your website. Great work. I definitely think you do a great job presenting your work and what you've been able to do with different couples, as far as helping them celebrate their big day and helping them to keep those memories alive through the form of pictures, photography. So great job. Um, First thing I looked at, and this is more of a technical issue, was your website speed. So Google, and this really applies to the other search engines, being Yahoo as well, but most people use Google, so I'll use Google for all my examples. Uh, One big key in improving your visibility on Google, improving your rankings, is to make your website as user friendly as possible. And one thing to consider there is how fast your website loads. I'm sure you've had the experience where you've gone to a website and it was slow, it was lagging, and it was frustrating. It was a frustrating experience. And that is part of user experience. And so when I checked out the website speed for your website, it's not terrible, but there's definitely room for improvement. So you can see here, I ran your website. That's your URL right here. These are the grades that came back. So good scores except for first byte time. And if I look at the specific metrics, I'm looking at first byte, first contentful paint, and overall load time. So your first byte, ideally that would be closer to zero point 0.5 seconds. Right now you're at about 1.3. So you're almost a 1 second off the acceptable benchmark. And then your first contentful paint, it's at a 2.3 seconds. You would want that no higher than 1.5 seconds. And then your overall load time is at 7.8 seconds. You would want that between 3 and 5 seconds as a starting point. So I see this as a low-hanging fruit opportunity to really make your website more user-friendly. And when Google crawls your website, reviews your website, once you improve the site speed, it is going to help benefit your potential to rank higher for your different search phrases. So I think this is I would put this at the top of my priority list if we were to work together. Now, moving back to your website, I did some keyword research. It seems that most of the keywords are targeted to destination wedding photographer or destination wedding photography or some variation of that. I didn't see much for elopement. And the reason why I bring that up is this little box that popped up right here in the top left corner of my screen. This is your title tag for your homepage. And what I would recommend is to take out elopement photographer and really just focus on destination wedding photographer. And then you might have a little bit of space where you can put in another phrase related to destination wedding. And I think that will really help kind of better uh, help Google better categorize your website when it comes to figuring out what to rank it for. And elopement is fine, but really destination wedding photography, that's what people are searching for. One other thing, I did a Google search for destination wedding photography. So I'm based in Houston. And what I noticed is if I scroll down here a bit, there's a this section here is called the Google Map Pack. And basically what this tells me is that when someone is searching for a destination wedding photographer, regardless of city, they're probably looking to hire someone that's local. Otherwise, this wouldn't be here. So there's been enough people to click on local businesses where Google thought it was necessary to include a map pack here along with reviews. And so how that applies to your website, I would try to find ways to incorporate Chicago into some target areas. So like, for example, going back to your title tag. So an example would be Chicago destination wedding photographer, or the destination wedding photographer Chicago, then the little pipe symbols, then your brand name, and then maybe somewhere here in one of your heading tags, you have your heading ones, your heading twos. I recommend in your heading one tag putting Chicago in here somewhere. And there definitely needs to be photography in here as well, because at Elopements and Intimate Weddings, that could be, you could be a photographer, you could be a wedding planner, you could be a venue that hosts weddings. So there's nothing in here related to destination weddings or photography or Chicago. So I would recommend adding that here to make your site more relevant for those phrases, your homepage more relevant for those phrases. So that's one thing when you're looking at your kind of where your target is, you're going to take a more what's called a local SEO approach. So really targeting Chicago-related phrases, Chicagoland-related phrases. One more thing to think about on that part. Here we go back here. So I'm going to do a search for your brand name, your company name. And from what I see here is that I don't have a Google My Business profile. And so going back to, people are usually going to be looking for local professionals. These search results that you saw here in the map pack, these are all powered by these companies' Google My Business profiles. And so in your Google My Business profile, since your business, the nature of your business is very visual, that'd be a great place to share your work. Obviously, you can start getting reviews from your happy clients. You'll have your contact information, so someone can call you directly from your Google My Business profile, or even if they're on their mobile device, they can just click the call button. So it makes it very easy. And so usually if I were to Google your business name, it will pop up here on the right-hand side, but I'm not seeing that. So that, again, after improving your website speed, this would probably be priority 1A, building out that Google My Business profile. And let's, talk about a system where you can get reviews from your happy clients. And that will really help you with your local search rankings for Chicago destination wedding photographer. Okay, so going back to the website. So look, once we get the keywords situated, once we get the title tags, the different meta tags on your website optimized, once we improve the website speed, which I went over in the beginning of the video, what you will want to go over next is your blog. So I think it will be a good exercise just to go through each page on your blog. One thing I did notice on your last blog article, there was this, I think this is a typo here, so just make sure that you fix that. And we use Grammarly to kind of just make sure that we fix and see all of those types of issues. But your current blog, these are, we were looking at, like a traditional business. These are like your case studies, right? So these are, stories that of the different projects you've been able to do, and, really description of how you were able to help these couples make the most of their day. So those definitely have a place in your sales process. However, I think you should also consider writing more traditional blog articles. So, let's say, if I'm thinking on getting married, engaged with my fiance, maybe I've never even considered the possibility of a destination wedding. So those could be people at the very top of your funnel where you can educate them on what are some of the cool benefits of a destination wedding compared to a traditional wedding, in your city. Maybe if they even already know that they want to do a destination wedding, what are some things they need to be considering? Like, what's a timeline that they should use to plan out, up to their planning wedding? Outside of a photographer, what else do they need to know? So I think that's really top of the funnel content to middle of the funnel content that can help expand your net wider, allow you to get more visibility, more eyeballs on your website, on your business, and then from an SEO perspective, allow you to target more long tail keywords that will help you improve your ranking and help you improve your website traffic and really position you as an expert for destination weddings. Of course, your expertise is the photography piece, but if you can showcase your knowledge about the entire process, that will really encourage people to work with you. And that can even really help with kind of business partnerships. Maybe you partner with different destination wedding planners or wedding planning companies, and you can provide content on their website. They can provide content on your website, and it's just like in person, building those relationships, which it looks like you are already doing. You have these different providers shown on this page, but that's something that you can really scale out, and that can really help get more visibility to your business. And I would say, kind of going into my next point here, that will help you build out very relevant backlinks to your website. So if you're not familiar with backlinks, it's simply you have a website, I have a website, and I like your service or I like your work, I'll link to your website. That link is called a backlink. And since Google's been around, backlinks have always been an important part of how they rank different websites. And that's changing a bit, but it's still a fundamental piece of any successful SEO campaign. So once we kind of build out a content strategy, something else that goes hand in hand with that is a link building strategy. And so I look at your link building for your company in a few phases. So one, you want to build out what are called local citations. So these are listings on websites like Manta.com, YP.com, short for Yellow Pages. I saw you already have a Facebook business page, superpages.com. I have a list of about 40 websites that really, when Google looks at these profiles, it legitimizes your business in the eyes of Google, because any legitimate business will have a profile on these websites. And so we'll just go through the list and make sure to create those. Secondly, I would target very wedding specific websites. So I saw you already have a few of those, but let's just make sure that you have the entire list. That way, again, you can have more topical relevancy related to weddings and specifically destination weddings to your website. Then number 3, this is probably the most important for your SEO, is building those relationships with other people in the wedding industry. So that can be wedding planners, that can be wedding DJs, that can be wedding venues. I mean, the list goes on, but that's really where you can start building those relationships and getting referral traffic to your website. And so that's at a high level the opportunities I see for your business, Bridget. I think if you were to roll those out in that process and that sequence, you're going to see great results with your SEO campaign. Now, one thing to remember, I know you're looking for SEO, but SEO is definitely a long-term strategy. So especially if you have not done much SEO with your website, it's common not to see any meaningful results until the first 6 months or until after the first 6 months or so. So, so what I would suggest is that if the budget allows, to complement your SEO campaign with a paid advertising strategy with Google AdWords or even Facebook, really to help start drawing some traffic to the website while your SEO builds momentum over the first several months. So I'm happy to discuss all those details on a call, but hopefully this video has been helpful, helps you understand kind of where I see your website at as far as SEO and what are some steps to really help it reach its full potential. So thanks for watching, Bridget, and I look forward to your response. Take care.